America is not Babylon moment number 3. I want to talk about 3 books that I would highly recommend if you want to study more about the true identity of Babylon in Revelation chapter 17. And these are going to give you the proof and not a bunch of stupid nonsense that it's the Jews that run the United Nations through the America through the United Nations. Let's look at these books here. First we have this one here, The Two Babylons by Alexander Hislop. Here's the soft cover of the paperback. There's the hardback edition of it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Next we have Babylon Religion by David Daniels from Chick Publications. And over here we have Did the Catholic Church Give Us the Bible? Again by David Daniels. These 2 books tie very much together, but all 3 of them are kind of the 3 best works, I believe, out there on the whole thing of Babylon. A lot of the practices of ancient Babylon. First I'm going to show you this one. This is a very good book. It has a lot of old drawings and things from the ancient pagan world, the ancient Babylonian culture. A lot of the things that the people did and a lot of the pagan idols and everything. This book was originally the first edition. It came out as a pamphlet in 1853. Now it's just a shame that Alexander Hislop didn't wait for a few more years, almost 100 years more, to 1945 when the United Nations was formed, because then he could have found the real truth of who Babylon was. I'm being sarcastic. Absurd. I mean, what are the tie-ins between ancient Babylonian religious practices and the United Nations? But yet you read The Two Babylons and you see that Roman Catholicism of today is doing almost identical things to ancient Babylon. Same practices. Yeah. Next we have Babylon Religion here by David Daniels. I'll show you a little bit of this. This one here is the scholarly work. It has a lot of very, you have the text here, and then you have a lot of the footnotes down in here. I'm not going to zoom in for sake of time, but really, really an amazing book. This one takes a lot of this research and puts it into an easy to read kind of a comic book format. A lot of really good illustrations. The whole thing is a lot of pictures and of course David Daniels and Jack Chick's sense of humor is just wonderful. You'd have to be a Bible-believing Christian to get it, to understand it. If you're a Roman Catholic and narrow-minded bigot that they are, you wouldn't understand it. So, but very, very good book. Definitely proves it. And then he gives, a lot of the endnotes and things like that to show you that it's not just drawing and cute little drawings and stuff. He's actually getting it from historical sources. And by the way, let me just say this. Another one of the fun little things that the Catholics do, they'll come out and they'll say, Two Babylons was refuted. The author came out later and recanted of the whole thing. No, that's not true. These Catholic priests will come out and they'll lie about stuff like that. Same thing with Fox's Book of Martyrs. You get that one from the papists as well. They'll say, "Oh, John Fox, it was all lies. It wasn't true. It's been disproved." They'll try to throw all these things at you, totally lying to you. They'll do with the Waldenses. They'll say the Waldenses were only from the 1300s or so on with Waldo or something like this. To call Catholics liars is to do them a favor, but because their whole system is based on lies. But then finally we have Did the Catholic Church Give Us the Bible? This talks about the Bible version issue, and again you're going to see a lot of the same illustrations, and not I shouldn't say same illustrations, but you'll see a lot of the same information between here and here, and talking about how that the Catholic Church corrupted the Bible, and how that there are new Bible versions with NIV, English Standard Version, all the other ones, how and why they differ from the King James Bible. But another very, very good book. Definitely, I highly recommend this. And again, easy to understand and very well put together. And so those are 3 books that will definitely debunk this whole nonsense teaching that Roman Catholicism is not Babylon or something like this. Don't buy that stuff. Don't listen to them. They're just lying to you. I mean, just read your King James Bible. And look at the proofs of history. Look at the Fox's Book of Martyrs. Look at how the Catholic Church has persecuted. They still have the office of Inquisition. They still come out occasionally. I remember Pope Benedict came out and it was like, oh, everybody, ooh. And he's like, there's no salvation outside the Catholic Church. That's still in the Catechism. Now they'll come out and they'll say, we're all brothers. We all have our paths to God. And oh, that's just nice talk. That's Mystery Babylon trying to woo you in. You know, it's kind of like the woman with the attire of an harlot back in Proverbs chapter 7. She comes in with her subtle words and everything else. She lures this young man in, you know, to destroy him, essentially. And that's what she did. She's, you know, her house is a pathway to hell, the Bible talks about. So that's what Roman Catholicism is. They'll come out and they'll sweet talk you for a little bit and say, oh, we all have our paths to God, and I respect your faith tradition. They don't. They don't for 1 minute. Vatican II is a smokescreen. All the Catholic stuff, all the nice little talk, ecumenical talk, it's all smokescreen. Don't believe anything coming from the Vatican. They are Babylon in Revelation chapter 17. It's not America.